Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you. Uh-oh. Press further. Please be right. Wait a second. I wasn't asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men. Yeah, well, of course. The witness has testified that she saw them. There's also a photo. You'd best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions. He jumped in quick. He's hiding something. Not that I can... What's this? Are you sure about that? Yeah, sure as a country girl can be. It sounds pretty sure. Press further. How come you're so sure? Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake. Scanned the whole lake. It almost sounds like she was more interested in the lake than the boat. That's hard to do. That's right, witnesses answer the question. No need for further questions. Objection should stand. Great. What am I supposed to do? There weren't any contradictions. Jesus fucking Christ, what am I supposed to fucking do? So you weren't looking at the lake? No. Press. Can you clearly see it? Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ, I have no fucking idea. What are you watching? There wasn't anything on the lake but that boat. In other words, it was no longer Christmas. Yeah, okay. I'm a research student, yeah. The answer is nothing. Objection should stand. Enough. I think we've heard all we need to hear, Mr. Wright. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I spent too long, and I'm gonna probably cut out some of that. Because I was just going through and through and through. Because all my lines of reasoning aren't being addressed here. She said she heard 2 shots. Why was 3 shots fired? If there was already a shot fired first, why are they still standing up? Did he fucking miss? Is the other guy stupid? Jesus Christ. Just pisses me off. It seems you're unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting, but Your Honor, you keep your promise. Mr. Wright, I am afraid that I will have to penalize you any further outbursts by holding you in contempt of court. And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood? Nick, the last testimony's fishy, Nick. Real fishy. I know what you mean, but if I can't say anything, what can I do? I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently. Make a decision, then pass your judgment. Very well. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand. Hold it. Who was that? It was me. Maya. Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities? No, I do not. A lot of heart. Your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you're actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta, did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol? You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defense's outburst. Answer me, Lotta. What's the big idea treating me like some kind of criminal? I saw him. I swear I saw Edgeworth. Enough. Judge. Declare the defense in contempt of court. I didn't do anything. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He is in contempt of court and must leave. I didn't do anything. No. No. Wait. I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor. Nick is innocent. Huh. What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You got that wrong. Wrong. What? Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes their testimony, and I have a right to cross-examine her again. Order, 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 order. You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge has sustained my objection. Overruled. I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I cannot. What? Miss Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again. But he is in contempt of court. No, I am. If you're going to arrest someone, arrest me. Bye. Very well. My FA. You will leave the courtroom immediately. Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Bye. I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate badgering of my witnesses. I'm running out of time. I'd better find a contradiction in here or else. Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination. No, I'm gonna take a fucking save. Because Jesus tap dancing Christ. I saw it clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth. That's it? Oh, I don't know if I can find anything in that. What will Maya say? Clear as day, but it was night. Well, what about the other man? You cannot expect to be allowed to blithely ignore your promise, Mr. Wright. I believe you claim there was a contradiction in the witness's testimony. You'll find it if you can. Mr. Wright, I have to assign you a penalty. What? Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, go to fucking hell, buddy. Go to fucking hell. Oh, you fucking did it. Fuck off. No, like, here. Now I can use this. Fuck off. Fuck off, game. Got you, Miss Hart. Finally. What? You got what? Look at this photo. The photo I took? The very same. There's something I want to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So? This picture was taken with professional, high-quality film, correct? Even if it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? What? Mr. Wright has a point. That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony, please. Yet now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself. Miss Hart. What? Could you see the defendant could you see the defendant last night? Of course I said I could. I meant I could. Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting. I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony. How Edgeworth was seen. Yeah, right. It was cold last night and the fog was thick as grits. Beautiful. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back into my car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out in the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See, no problem. You use binoculars. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. This one better be good. Swear to God, if it gives me another, oh, you get a fucking penalty for pressing. You're right, it was cold that night and the mist was thick as grits. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. Your camera? Yeah, it's got an automatic. The issue we are concerned here is with Miss Hart seeing Mr. Edgeworth. The camera has nothing to do with this at all. Objection sustained. He's not letting her answer any more questions. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. Binoculars? Yeah, binoculars. Yesterday you mentioned that you were out looking for shooting stars, correct? Well, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars, for that? I've got doubts about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers? The camera is irrelevant to this case. You can't say that for certain. Mr. Wright, is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with the line of questioning. But now this. If you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright, do you wish to press forward further about the... Yeah. This is make it or break it time. The camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Wow, maybe I went a little overboard there. Very well. Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera. Yeah, I hear you. Come back. The camera was set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. When I heard that noise out in the lake, I looked with my binoculars. I don't care how many von Karmic ejections I get. I'm going to find a hole in this testimony if it's the last thing I fucking do. Miss Hart, what made you choose that lake to photograph meteors? You know the fog gets pretty thick on the lake. It's not very suited to stargazing. Yeah, well, yes, I see. I guess I wasn't thinking too straight, huh? Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness because of her challenged intellect. Now, wait a minute. Continue your testimony. You were saying how it was that you saw Edgeworth. Grr. No unnecessary comments, please. When I heard that noise out in the lake, I looked with my binoculars. Which one? If there was a heavy fog, how could binoculars change that at all? What do you mean? Even binoculars can't see through fog. But you say you clearly saw him. I did, yeah. Enough. There's no room for doubt in her testimony. She sounded pretty doubtful to me. But I had to find a clear contradiction first. I don't care how many von Karmics. It has to be in something in those two. Well, I heard that noise on the lake. Okay, I'm gonna do this because it was pointed at the lake. Just in case. I just don't care. I mean, I'm sorry, but fuck off. Like, oh, you know, saying like, oh, she only heard 2 shots. That's not a contradiction of the evidence. Oh my god. Like, come on. And which one was this taken? Fuck, okay, there we go. You were photographing shooting stars. That's a lie. Says who? Take a look at this photograph. This was taken on an automatic setting, was it not? Yeah, that's right. You have to point a camera upward to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart. But as the photograph clearly shows. The camera was pointing directly at the lake. Ooh. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. Well then, what exactly was she photographing? Evidence. Your Honor, take a look at this. What was Miss Hart trying to take a photo at the lake? This. Well, Your Honor, what do you think? I think I'm confused. Wrong again, Mr. Wright is so very wrong. You can't get through this with one... Your Honor, enough playing around. Here's the real evidence. Enough playing around. Fuck off, what the hell? Go... Fuck off. Just... Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Objection! Jesus Christ. Yeah. But this is what she was taking a photograph of. She was taking a photograph of the scene of the fucking crime. Whatever. The witness was Neo. I'm gonna take a save because, actually, that's not how that works. Believe it or not. Taking a picture of the crime scene isn't what she was doing. She was actually fucking taking a picture. I don't know, this? Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph. What's this, a newspaper article? I guess. Fuck, I don't know. Gordy? Oh, the sighting at Gord Lake. Well, Miss Hart? I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof of something? Let's see you prove that I was down at the lake trying to photograph this Gordy. I have it. Proof. Intriguing. Very well, let's see it. And no joking around this time, please. Here is proof that the witness was trying to photograph Gordy the lake monster. This. The proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus, the photograph here taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here, this article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you had set up your camera to respond to loud noises. But to be fair, this doesn't really matter. Order, order. I see. I too thought it was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart? You were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah. Not bad after are all you lawyers that smart? So smart boy, I was down there trying to photograph Gordy, you got me? So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. You just used several precious minutes of our time to prove. Is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Hey! But as she so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing. Not true. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason, I know it. But what could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Miss Hart? Why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony. Right, fine, I'll testify. It won't change nothing, though. Something will change, it has to. And I'm going to spot it. I'm getting a fucking migraine. This is awful. Okay. Like, there's hard, and then there's fucking cranking it up 30 levels. Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it would be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight at the lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at the boat the whole time, crossed my heart, and hoped to fry. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine. The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Yes, it is. Whether she's a research student or photographer has no bearing on this case. It shows that she has a history of lying. Thus, we have to look at all of the other pieces of her testimony to see if she's also lying about that. There's no need to waste more time with another pointless cross-examination. I claim the defense right to cross-examine the witness. Von Karma's up to something, I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because why? Was there a contradiction? Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself. You must be hiding, must have something, and that must be first. Very funny. You understand that this is your last chance at cross-examination, Mr. Wright. If there is no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood. Yes, Your Honor. Take another fucking save. Actually, I'm not a research student. I'm an investigative photographer. An investigative photographer. Yep. You get your photo and sell it to the press. It's that kind of business. Hey, I was taking pictures of my sister's graduation last year. And guess what? I'm one. There was a UFO just hanging in the sky. A UFO? You know, an unidentified flying object, a UFO. That's when I heard, had sort of a revelation. I knew I should become an investigative photographer. I see. Kind of shaky basis for a career. Imagine what a scoop it would be if I got a picture of that monster. Is Gordy really all that newsworthy? Heck yeah, they even had him on TV. I'm not sure that appearing on the local news Rumor of the Month show qualifies. Last month's show was Bigfoot sighted on Acorn Hill, I believe. Hey, they also had a picture of him in the newspaper, for real. Mr. Wright, this is one fight I do not believe you can win. Let's keep moving, shall we? Yes, Your Honor. That's all I was hiding. I think it's time you told us why you felt you had to hide your true purpose at the lake. Heck, if word got out what I was up to at the lake, we would be swarming with competitors. Competitors? Yeah, second-rate shutterbugs trying to steal my scoop. Is that the only reason you are hiding the truth? Well, actually, Mr. Wright, I will not have you reveal asking questions with no relevance to the case. Whatever you say, Von Karma, I know you told her to keep quiet. Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure, but it sounded like a gunshot. It was a lot sharper a sound than I would have expected. There wasn't much else to look at. Yep. I don't know if she heard a bang and she thought Gordy was out there. I kind of doubt she'd waste any time looking at a boat. What? What did I do now? What are you giving me that look for? Definitely suspicious. Maybe it's time for some evidence. Witness continue. Hold your hush puppies, Pops. I'm getting there. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands and I heard another gunshot. Was there nothing on the lake but the boat at that time? Wait, so you're thinking maybe he was shot from some other place? I don't think so, nope. The lake was smooth as glass and nobody was on the shore neither. I'd better find some sort of contradiction in this testimony. I won't be able to beat Von Karma any other way. There has to be something. Actually, again, this thing fucking says 3 times. Can I do that? Fucking finally. Oh my god. The amount of time I've spent in this fucking... I just want out. I want my fucking lives back. I want to... Fuck, I just want to die. Were you really looking at that boat? What's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person be looking at it. I agree, any normal person would. But you are far from normal. What? Y'all want to step over here and say that you were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You wouldn't be you'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy, that's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Order, continue Mr. Wright. You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch the boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. Well? Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there, no. Miss Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, you know, I could be a witness to a murder and all. I kind of got excited. I was sure I was watching that boat till now. This is a totally uncalled for. But hey, you got that photograph, you got proof. Still, we can't see who's shooting who in this. Right. That's why I took this photo in. Witness, and that's enough. Once you blow it up, you see that you didn't fire. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Shut my what? What was she going to say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had a photograph to prove it, but you really can't tell from the photo who's shooting. That's why she said she's going to enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality. It might, but should let CO2. She enlarged the photo. Why won't Von Karma let her show it? I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth or worse. What should I do? Make her show it. Miss Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photo, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has the enlargement not been presented to the court? Because it does not exist. What are y'all talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place. You old fool. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma? Miss Hart? Show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. Objection denied. The witness will show the enlargement to the court. Here it is. We still cannot see who's firing in this. It could be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Added to the court. Happy now, Mr. Wright. Let me check this. See, that looks like Edgeworth right there. Or maybe it's neither of them are actually Edgeworth. Who knows? There has to be something. You asked for the enlargement, you got the enlargement. And a little good it has done any of us. That's why I requested she not show it. I suppose this means that the cross-examination is over, obviously. Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Now I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict. Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo somewhere. This is bad, real bad. What should I do? Object to the enlargement. I can't tell what kind of pistol it is. Because it could be different than that. Let's go... Let's object. Your Honor, there's something decidedly wrong with this enlargement. What might that be? Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean. What about this photo is strange? Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show the judge what's strange about this photo. It looks like he's wearing a glove. I'll take a save and hope to God that it's the glove. Here, Your Honor. The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange? Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor. Yes! Yes! The hand? That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does what? Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence that the left hand contradicts. Oh yeah, it's his right hand. Oh, I didn't even think about the right hand. I was thinking about the glove that you wouldn't actually be able to lift prints off of it. But whatever. The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding that pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were found from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth. Now that everyone in the court has quieted down, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You have given us definite proof today. We now know that it was not Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, who shot our victim? Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim? The victim himself. There's only one explanation remaining. Fucking Larry. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. Order, order. So you're saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation. Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. But suicide is out of the question. What? An examination of the wound reveals the distance at which he was shot. Distance? The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. A meter? That's 3 feet. There's no way it could have been suicide. Order. Well, from this photo, it's not 3 feet. This isn't 3 feet away. I mean, you'd have to fucking stretch it. He's really fucking close. But the only evidence you have tying him to the gun isn't him. Mr. Von Karma, are you saying the accuracy of your data? Are you sure? Of course, I already considered the possibility of suicide, you see. Autopsy report updated to the court record. I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the print on the gun revealed that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend the proceedings for the trial of this day. The court orders the defense and prosecution to further investigate the matter. Understood. Yes, Your Honor. That is all. The court is adjourned. Fucking Christ. I got out of there alive somehow. December 26th at 1:15 p.m. District Lobby, Defendant Lobby number 2. That was a close one. No fucking shit. I feel like I aged 2 years in there.